Hello everyone, this is Yael and I'm here to bring you the weekly energies for Twin Flames for the week of December 5 to 11. And for those who are new to the channel, I'm using the infinity spread, okay? Because we find out how the energy flows from the masculine to the feminine and vice versa. Um, First of all, I'd like to thank all of you who have liked, subscribed, and commented to my videos and sent me wonderful messages and emails. I truly appreciate them. I wish I could reply to each and every one of them, but just so busy these days. So thank you. And for those who have sought out the help of Yael Alchemy to come into their knowing and have gotten readings and Reiki, you're so lovely, beautiful souls. And I'm glad to hear that, to receive your feedback that I was able to help. Okay, so thank you so much. And for those, yeah, I have gotten requests for phone or Skype readings. Unfortunately, I really can't do them right now because I still have a full-time job, and usually your mornings are my nights and vice versa. So, and I have to be fully concentrated when I'm on the job too. So, there right now I can't do that. So it's gonna be video readings for the moment. But don't worry, I find that it's a less distracted session where I'm able to get messages from spirit without constant interruptions. So think of it like an oracle, and you're there to listen to what message spirit has for you. Okay, so anyway, I'll probably speak about that more later on, just so that you understand that getting the video readings are even more effective, I'd say, because you're open, you're just listening, you're filtering the messages, and on my end, I don't just get distracted with questions, because when spirit sends a message, all those details are inconsequential. So that's why when somebody asks for a reading, I just ask for the barest details just to give context to the cards, because so that it doesn't cloud the message. Okay? So sometimes spirit does that, and because it trusts you that you'll be able to fill in the blanks, but the primary message, that's what they make sure that you receive. And the same goes with all my readings in YouTube. Okay, so anyway, for those unfamiliar, this is the masculine side and this is the feminine side. Again, these are energies for the week of December 5 to 11. And as I was shuffling and dealing the cards, of course, I prayed over them, and I meditated quite a bit before I do that, before I do these readings. Anyway, while I was shuffling and dealing out the cards, guess what popped out? This flew out. I'm not kidding. I was so excited to see it. It's the Lover's card. And that's just wonderful. It's telling us that it's not that union is coming, but that it's already here, especially in 5D. Okay? So this card flew out, so that's very poignant. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the wheel, which is the wheel of fortune, destiny. So isn't that wonderful? We have the Lover's card flying out while I was shuffling, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune telling us that, underneath the energy, the underlying energy for this reading is that we are well on our way to our destiny. Okay, so let's start the reading. I'm going to start with the masculine first. I'm going to read all his cards, all her cards, and hold on, I forgot to put my phone on silent. Okay, there we have it. First card we have for the Divine Masculine is the Queen of Swords. And this is telling us that the Divine Masculine is wonderfully embodying the Divine Feminine within him. So, despite his able handling of the swords with a masculine energy, which is very, the energy of Mars, very aggressive, very problem solving oriented. See, all that is now being tempered with the energy of the Divine Feminine. You can see him being enlightened. You can see that white halo of light, and the fan, which is where his swords are displayed. You can see the fan. The swords are displayed with a sheer fan, which represents that the Divine Masculine is getting in touch with the softer side of him. But it's not just, that side wherein he would be pegged as the modern gentleman or the metrosexual, because as you can see in this card, although the material of the fan is very sheer, they're held up by very sturdy swords. And that's saying, and it's still a fan, it's very functional. So all this integration into the masculine during these times they're there for a purpose. They're there to help ease the condition of the planet, of your individual lives, and of your union with the Divine Feminine. Okay, next card we have is the Two of Coins. And we see here, he's sort of like a court jester, and he's juggling two coins on his bicycle with a big wheel and a small wheel. I wouldn't call it a unicycle because there are two wheels. But as he's moving on, he's generating rainbows. And this for me is a card indicative of twin flames. So it's saying that the Divine Masculine right now is very much on board, and he has very much embodied that, number one, he is a twin flame, and number two, that there is a mission, there is a destination, and number three, that he's moving forward towards it. Okay? He's juggling the two pentacles. It's not really juggling, but he's carrying the two pentacles as he's making this journey. And as he's making this journey, you can see he's wading through his emotions. They're stirring up emotions in him. As you can see, the water splashing there. But it's not turbulent. And you can see the blue haze of the background, the blue background of the clouds. So it's saying that, and this reminds me of the blue flame of protection of Archangel Michael and Archea of Faith and their legions of light. So it's saying that on his journey he is protected. And He's generating. You see all these rays, colors of the rainbow, all the rays of light. So he's doing that. So the more he moves along towards his destination, towards his divine feminine, and towards their mission, the more he generates all these rays for use of the planet, for use in their individual lives and unions. But as you know, part of the twin flame mission, that's why you've incarnated together during this lifetime, is to help the rest of humanity ascend. And that's what you're doing when you're working towards going towards your twin flame, achieving that balance within yourself and your divine counterpart, achieving the same balance to get into union. So there we have that. Next card we have is the Four of Coins. And the Four of Coins, this has been appearing, this kind of energy has been appearing in the past weeks, of the masculine being very concerned about material resources. So he's still in that energy wherein he's trying to build up his coffers, so to speak. But what I'm getting, if you look at this card, the expression of the man in this card is not one of greed. You know, it depends. Sometimes the message of the cards also depends on the deck that you're using. And before I do my readings, actually meditate which deck I'm going to use for that particular reading. That it's also the same when I do, personal readings. I ask Spirit to guide me what deck to use. Anyway, as I was saying, you can see this man, he doesn't look like he's holding those coins out of greed. But instead, there's a glint in his eye, and that glint is a promise. So, what the Divine Masculine is saying is that he's gathering up all his resources. All his resources for what? It's sort of like a teaser. Why is he doing this? And we'll find out if the next card gives us that answer. This is wonderful. Okay, here it expounds on this Four of Coins, and we have the Knight of Cups. So again, why is the masculine collecting all his resources? Well, he's getting ready to give love to the divine feminine and to give love to the planet while they're doing their mission together. You can see here, this helmet or portal, and in front of it are two fishes. So it's a very Pisces kind of energy, which has been with us since December 1st. Okay? Because this is very healing energy. And Chiron, who is the cosmic healer, went direct in Pisces since November 1. So the Divine Masculine is being given this opportunity. Well, he's been doing it since, first few days of December, to heal feelings and old beliefs and patterns. And finally, after the turbulent waters, to offer it You see him there with his divine counterpart, and they're both being showered down with rays. And that is the gift of the divine. So we do see now why he's preparing to do this. And right now, what is the advice or the energies for the divine masculine? Oh, very nice. We have the number 6, and the card is love. And this makes me so happy to see the energies of the divine masculine. Really, I can feel the movement moving forward towards this divine counterpart and getting ready. You know, it's like he's planted the seeds. Both of them have planted the seeds, and you can see that it's finally coming to bloom and just getting ready to be together and generate that awesome love that twins can spark. Okay, we'll have more about that later on. Let's move on to the divine feminine. For the divine feminine, first card we have is the 9 of Swords. Okay, so this might not resonate with all of you, but for some, most of you are still, well, no, some of you are still caught up in your worries, anxieties. And I do understand that because we have so many healers and teachers telling us what an auspicious time this is. You know, ever since the middle of the year, they were preparing us for the energies of the Lionsgate portal, and then we have 11:11, and then all these teachers telling us that union is imminent. You know, and I get that's part of all the worries. Are you going to be part of that first wave? Are you going to be part of, you know, those twins who are bound to come into union at this time? And you can see that these swords are impeding the light flowing to the divine feminine. So what is Spirit telling you? It's telling you to leave those worries behind. Actually, if you're still hung up and concerned on when it will happen, on whether or not it will happen, that's just an indication that there's still work for you to do. Because once you get into an energy, the energy of union, you know, I know some of you can access 5D and get in touch with your twin at this time. And you can see there, you can sense the difference in energy in 5D. Okay, there's no worry. There's no anxieties about the future. It's just there, that moment with your beloved, with all the high vibrational energies around you, inside you, and emanating from you. And the goal is to keep that vibration. Even when you travel through dimensions, you shift from operating in 5D, then going back to your real life 3D. But the thing is, you have to keep that vibration, because this is only delaying what Spirit needs. It's a block. And it is not to discourage you if you do have those questions at this time, but instead it is motivation. It gives you more impetus to still heal what needs to be healed. And this is the time to do that with all the old issues, the old concerns, because once 2017 comes in, that's going to be new a whole new world for you, okay? Because we're here now at the end of the 9 year cycle, so that's why we're wrapping up. And if you're still having this, then Spirit is telling you that get on it, okay? It's not to discourage you that you won't reach your goal, but this is slowing you down. And now that everyone's rapidly ascending, really, do you want to be slowed down on the path to union? Look, your divine masculine's headed towards you. Okay, so that's what we have there. Next, we have death, which is just what I've spoken about. Transformation and rebirth. You see here at the bottom of the deck, there are old fallen leaves, but this white, can you see that? This white flower is sprouting. So you would think that this is like, fall. Now we're in autumn heading towards winter. Well, you are. I only get 2 seasons here where I am. It's just summer and the rain, summer and the rain. Okay, so anyway, and we have this dead bird, which looks like an owl. So again, oh, and we have a spider and a scorpion. And the spider is a weaver of destiny, of fate. And this is reminding us that for the new to blossom, some things have to die. Old beliefs, old ways of thinking of things. And that, again, as I said earlier when I was explaining the other card, this is the time to let them go. Because they won't have a place in the new earth. And of course, it's not going to be like magic that as soon as 2017, the world's going to change. No. Some people who are not awakened, which is majority, okay, that's why we're on a mission to help everyone else ascend. They're still going to be stuck in the old ways of thinking, the old ways of operating, the old ways of relating towards their fellow men. And it's telling you that even though there are those people, that you weave your own destiny. We are creators now. That's what, apart from Christ energy, wherein your heart chakra is all open and you're really channeling the golden rays of light. This is a time wherein we are harnessing our creator energy. From the ashes of the old, the new will sprout. So do not be worried. Do not be anxious that all those things that you are familiar with are falling away. It's like nature. It's like the seasons. It needs to happen for new life to begin. Okay, and next we have the world. And the world is a card of completion. Again, this person is standing on an hourglass, and it's reminding the divine feminine to let go of these last vestiges of clinging on to the old system wherein you don't trust the universe. You don't trust that you will get what is coming to you, and that what is coming to you is actually awesome and powerful, and more than what was even promised. And it's saying that this is the time to complete that journey. You see all the symbols here of the zodiac, and where's Pisces? Yeah. So there, it's a complete journey of the zodiac, all the zodiac signs. And if you're into astrology, you'd know the progression of those signs. You'd know that Pisces would be the oldest astrological sign in terms of, maturity and the traits of being Pisces. Gemini is right there in the middle. And we have the rest of the signs here. So again, a reminder to the Divine Feminine to complete that journey, because it's going to start again. Okay? Next we have, there, we have the Six of Coins. And the Six of Coins is a card of generosity. You can see that there is a pendulum right in the middle of the coins that it would seem other people are holding, and there's a green hand handing out the coins. And this speaks to giving back. And this largely speaks to your mission. A lot of you have been wondering what your individual and twin soul, twin flame missions are. And this card, the energy I'm getting from this card speaks to it. And it's saying for you to fully come into your mission, you're going to have to complete this cycle. Okay? Remove that, heal what you need to heal, complete it. Because you can only do your mission and help other people. Well, you can do it better. You can do it however which way you want, but you can do it better when the hand that dispenses the knowledge, the assistance, the services is fully healed. Okay? And yes, am I getting something more? There. So, for those who are doing their mission now, and yet have still have stuff, worries to be cleared, purged, healed. Yes, the world is grateful that you're doing your mission. However, you can see the pendulum gets balanced on how you apportion, allocate your gifts to others only when you are fully healed. And there's also a message there that there's more to come. Meaning that, and this is what I'm getting, okay, because you can see that the card is bathed in gold, which is the Christ light. And this card is also telling me not to worry, because you will be given what you need to support you in this mission. You will be assisted. Okay? And in this vein, it reminds me that, to tell all of you that there's a group of people in the master circle of light that have activated the paradise codes inside them, and for the rest of the planet, because eventually that's the goal, that we get into it's an pineal gland, and it's been turned off for decades, for centuries, ever since the fall of Atlantis. It's been turned off. But right now, these group of people in the master circle, as part of their service, their lightworker service, they've turned the paradise codes back on, way back in September. So that is why, if you feel that you can easily manifest right now, that's a trickle part of it, that's a ripple part of it. And the goal is to turn, because it's not only twin flames that have these paradise codes, they're in everyone. And the goal is to help other people turn on those paradise codes within them fully. Okay? So anyway, that just came through. So what is the energy for the Divine Feminine? Here, observe. And this is saying that in order, this advice actually for this, okay, whatever worries you have, observe other twins who have gotten past this. See what their energy is like. There are lots of twins, or even if they are in separation, they don't embody this energy of lack. They don't embody this energy of frustration, of when is it going to happen? Why is my twin flame not here yet? I thought they said union is coming. No. If you're still thinking that, go work on it, okay? Seek guidance, seek healing. Use the violet flame, okay? Get Reiki. It helps. Or other healing modalities. Listen to light language activations. If, sometimes light language is more effective because it gets past your mental barriers. You may not understand what's being said, but the healing goes straight into your soul, and your soul understands that. Anyway, so that's what the card for the Divine Feminine is saying, to observe. And you will see that when you do this, you will realize that those who operate from a 5D energy standpoint, they're in utter self-possession. I love that phrase. I read it in a poem once, but it just sounded like music. This woman in utter self-possession. Because you're connected with the divine. You know that everything is for a purpose. And you see the magenta here behind her. And that reminds me of the color of the soul star, which helps all our chakras spin efficiently. So, there, observe. So, how do these energies interrelate? Okay, so for the Divine Masculine, so here he's embodying his feminine power. And with the realization, he is finally going towards the Divine Feminine, towards the mission, and generating love along the way. A reminder that why he's doing all those, why he's making that journey, why is he transforming himself, okay? And he's being advised to, the Divine Masculine, he's embodied the feminine energies. But because we are mirrors, okay, when he's observing, And now what he's doing, because he's been doing this, but for the union. But then he gets to observe the divine feminine, accumulating money or giving services, sharing their talents due to mission. Then he gets it. He gets that, and again, it ushers in a transformation. And all his worries, okay, then you pass there again, pertaining to money, the lack of it, that gets transmuted into the Knight of Cups, because he knows, he finally knows, he figures out that there's more where that came from. Because this card means that you're operating from the standpoint, it's a material concern, but you're operating all of the material aspects of your mission, your business, whatever, from it's like the fuel of it is unconditional love. And that's why there will always be more where it came from. So that's a divine masculine. So he ends with this, the offer. Very nice. Look, lover's card there. And okay, for the divine feminine, in the course of her transformation, okay, in the course of killing off things that no longer serve her, old beliefs, excuse me, shifting into a new paradigm. I don't really know what this P means, but that's what came to me. There, she's still in a state of worry. That's what's blocking the light from just coming through to her. And she's being advised to observe other people. Because once you come into your self-possession, okay, and you stop worrying, then you can attract this energy of love, which is already coming, but you're not repelling it with this. This is delay. You're not repelling the energy. You saw the masculine is on its way. So just don't do your part to delay it. I mean, hello, you've been on this journey for a while. So anyway, so from there, she knows, she's being told, and being assured that these gifts are going to be hers. And they will be given in love. And she's being told that she has to adopt a Queen of Swords energy. And the Queen of Swords is detached, fair. If you watch Game of Thrones, she's like, who'd she be like? I don't know, sorry, I don't know why that came up. But I remember this character, the little girl, I think she's 10 years old, but she's Lady, I forgot her name. Was very smart, quick-witted, and despite her young age, she rules her house with wit, with strategy. Okay, she's the one who asked, she was telling everyone off, why didn't you answer the call? And that's what's coming to me. So, again, embody that instead of, turning into a ball of emotion and just curling up in bed and crying because it's still not there yet. That's not going to do anything. The worry will not change the outcome. It will only delay it. So embody this energy and move forward towards your union in joy. Okay? Because there's love on offer. And once you embody the energy of those who are operating on that energetic level that it is being asked of you, that is necessary for union to occur, you will go fully into your mission. You'll be able to share your gifts, even with your partner or the rest of the world. And then completion and beginning a new cycle. And you would want to begin that new cycle in union, right? Okay. So anyway, that's what I have for you for this week. It's a very nice message. Oh, I forgot. Let's pick an outcome card. Here we have the Seven of Swords. So this is the energy that's separating you from accessing the other side. But here, it's a vacillating energy. Here, you don't know, because usually the Seven of Swords, the swords are representative of thought. And in this picture, though, here, he's left some swords inside, but it's not clear. Is he trying to get out the window? Is he trying to get inside the place where the swords are? Because he's very awkwardly drawn. And so it's saying that this vacillation is going to hamper this. These are very nice cards. And also, it's, again, a reminder that in the process of embodying these energies, of listening to the advice of Spirit, to go and leave what doesn't serve you. You see, the room is very dark, filled with old leaves. So leave them there. Head towards this. Okay? And the time is now. Anyway, that's what I have for you. And I hope you get something out of it. Christmas is coming, and I'm running a Christmas special. You can give the gift of healing or the gift of Reiki to friends, family, or yourself. There, I give you a little printed out, a little gift certificate which you can print out, and I'm going to put the link to the video below it, and to how you can purchase the gift certificates. If you're one of those people who don't want to engage in the holiday rush, it's very stressful, really, and very stressful. All these people getting caught up in consumerism, and for gifts that once they open on Christmas Day, because they've gotten so many gifts, really, some of them get taken for granted. But here, this is a gift that will help other people that you think will need help. And whether or not they believe in this, in energy healing or in guidance, they're still going to get it anyway. It's a light language, It gets absorbed in their energy, in their aura, in their energy fields. Anyway, I'll put the link to that below. As always, thank you for listening, liking, subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye!